I found out I did research on soulmates, and it happens that there's one soulmate in the world for each person.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Author Spotlight brought to you by Apex Media Global. I'm your host, Monica, and I'm so excited to be talking to Michael Harvey. Michael's life is a testament of true resilience and the power of love. After three marriages, he finally found his soulmate, and that inspired him to just write the most beautiful poetry book which is going to be adapted into a movie and talk about fate, right? So, again, Michael, thank you for joining me on this
Yeah,
show.
thank you.
Thank you for spending your time with us. Now, Michael, I mentioned that you wrote a poetry book because you found a love so profound. But what was the turning point where you thought, like, oh, okay, I could make poetry out of this experience?
Well, it was for me to show the world there is a such thing as a soulmate, and how you will recognize it when it comes.
What was your process like leading up to writing a book? Was it like, oh, I'm gonna write poetry here and there because I'm so inspired, or did you really thought that, oh, I'm gonna write a book?
I was inspired by the way my marriage was, and I put that into my poetry.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how your wife encouraged you to write the book?
Well, she didn't encourage me. She was my um, the memory of her was there, and I stopped remembering all the good things we had in life. And the film was about how I met her leading up to the part that I got married to her. All the events in the movie are true.
It's beautiful. So the movie is done. So it's in the
Now,
process of like
it's
finishing.
in the process of getting done. I wrote it. I was involved in writing the screenplay for it.
Beautiful. But before we even get into that, I'm actually really curious because a lot of people love to throw the word soulmate around. Um, and that usually happens when they meet like their first love. But with you, it took like Susan to realize that. Can you define what soulmate means to you and how it actually feels?
It feels like it means that everything she liked, you like, and everything I like, she liked, and we both came together like peanut butter and jam. They made for each other, and it's a wonderful feeling. And if if you have a chance to experience it, it's like um, no other in the world. And I found out I did research on soulmates, and it happens that there's one soulmate in the world for each person.
Hmm. That's, and it's quite rare that you found your one in this lifetime,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
You said that you guys are so compatible. So I assume that you disagree with opposites attract.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so you said that you did a lot of like research about, soulmates. Why
Yeah.
were you so fascinated by the idea?
Yeah, I want to find out, why my marriage was so special, and that's why I did my research on it.
And so you started writing the poetry book, and it must have been such a cathartic and a deeply personal experience. Um,
Yeah,
how did it feel putting those words into paper and publishing it for the world to see?
it felt good because I'm sharing my knowledge with them, and I will try to help as many people as I can to my experience and in poetry.
Was there a specific memory that was kind of hard to revisit?
Oh yeah, it was a sad time for me one time because um she died of CHF, and I um I took it really hard.
It must have been, I mean, it must have been an unimaginable experience, especially
Yeah,
when you actually found the one in this lifetime and then they're gone
yeah.
so suddenly. Um, were there any other challenges that you encountered while writing the book?
Yeah, the challenges of um going with her to doctor's appointments and um being there in general, to the good times and the bad times.
Yeah, that's what true love is about, isn't it? Just through thick
Yeah,
and thin.
yeah.
Yeah. And now, the memory of her and you guys together is being imagined in a movie. How is that experience like?
Oh, it's wonderful reliving how it happened. It was a joy that I really enjoyed doing.
You still feel her around.
Oh yeah, every day.
She must be so proud of you. She
Yeah,
must feel so loved by you too.
yeah.
And so Michael, your story, again, like I said earlier, is just a true testament of resilience and power of love. And a lot of people, especially in this modern time, get really discouraged of finding the one true soulmate. Do you have any advice for those people that are
Uh,
giving up on love?
yeah, yeah. Don't look for instant um spots when you kiss, because it don't happen that way. It gradually develops into its own, and share all things you like, and don't be afraid. Tell how you feel.
Tell her how you feel. That's that's beautiful. Um, now Harvey, Michael Harvey, where can we find your book?
Amazon.com
Hmm.
and all experience at all XI Brisk, the one who wrote who published it.
Do you have any other books or any other books planned for the future?
Well, in future, I might be doing a
Oh,
mystery, drama mystery kind of.
do you already have an idea?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. That's a big jump from poetry, from romance to mystery. Why mystery?
Oh yeah. Because I figured that the ultimate challenge is find out who done it kind of
Oh,
thing.
who
And
done it? Yeah. That's really interesting. Are there any stories um that inspire you?
no, not really.
So all your ideas are just like really fresh from your
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best. Um, well, Michael, I am again so fascinated by how much you believe in love and soulmates. And like I said earlier, a lot of people actually do give up on it. And I want our viewers to feel how you feel, and maybe they can feel, reignited and passionate again. Maybe
Yeah.
like them in a relationship, or them finding for someone, or them just like feeling rejected and brokenhearted, and maybe they stumble upon this video. And I created a special segment called What Would Michael Do? So I have prepared a couple of questions that
Mhm.
are kind of like in a romantic relationship in that context. And I want to know, what would Michael Harvey do? Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question is, imagine um you're a couple and you've been together for quite some time and the spark has faded. What would Michael do to reignite that spark?
Well, in a way, you had to have to do role playing and maybe like a nurse and doctor role playing or um find some the role playing to keep the marriage interesting.
I didn't expect that answer, to be honest, but that's outside the box, I guess. So, yeah. Do you have any other tips?
It's always keep the humor in it. One time,
Absolutely.
for example, one time she was watching a soap opera, and it happened that they echo the word pregnant, pregnant, pregnant. So when it comes to summertime, he said, "Come and get it, your hot dogs are pregnant." And we both started laughing because, I said, "I'm not gonna eat another child."
That's funny. Yeah, like keeping the humor in the relationship and keeping it, alive as much as possible is so important, because like once you start taking everything so seriously, I feel like that's when fights start to happen.
Yeah,
Um, right?
yeah,
So, yeah. Okay. So that was the first question. Now, the second question is, imagine you have gone through several failed relationships and you're like, oh, when am I finally gonna find love? Is it even worth it? I don't know. I don't want to start from scratch. How do you, Michael, what would you do to still be hopeful?
it, it take your time, let it come naturally. Don't try to rush it because when you rush it, it never works. When you can take your time, find out the things you like about her, and do little pros and cons, and that will decide she's the one for you.
Okay, beautifully said. Now, my next question uh, is, imagine you got in a fight with your partner and both of you are kind of operating from an ego level and are still too stubborn to apologize first. What would you do, Michael, to kind of like ease the tension?
First of all, to solve the argument, you have to go back to what started the argument.
Mhm.
And if our in-laws or something, you try to overcome it by saying, you know, I really feel as if our argument should be an argument because they had never have to do with us. It was the in-laws we had to trouble with. So let's compromise and say I'm sorry first. I'll say I'm sorry first for we'll may get into an argument.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, Absolutely. Sometimes, when there are fights and relationships, it's not necessarily the other person that's your enemy. The other person's your partner, never your enemy. And I think sometimes couples lose sight of that. And that's
Yeah,
why they stay stuck on their pride and never back down because, yeah, we lose sight of the fact that they're a partner, not our enemy. And the problem is their problem is our problem. We're fighting the same thing.
right.
So, yeah. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that, Michael. Now, next question, because I'm actually really interested. Okay. Imagine, now this is kind of tricky. Imagine that you're in a relationship and the trust has been broken big time, like big time. It's not like just, white lies, big time. But both of you really want to make it work. Now, what would you do, Michael, to, what would be the first steps, I guess? What
Well,
would you
the first step is show her why you married her, why you fell in love with her, and you know what made you feel that she was the only one for you, and try to make her believe that you still love her.
Mhm. How would you show or how would you express love?
Like give her a special gift that she always wanted, or take her out to dinner. This kind of let her know that she is a special one, and no one else matters.
Mm. Making them feel special and like they're the only one in your world.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. The last scenario I have is imagine you're in a relationship with someone and they're just like emotionally unavailable. It's just really hard for them to express their thoughts, their emotions, probably the avoidant type. What would you do, Michael, to stay connected to them?
Well, first of all, I'll find out how she feel emotionally. What's make her feel like she can't confide in me. If she says, "Well, I'm afraid that you might take it the wrong way," I would say, "There's nothing you can't say that will make me not love you."
Hmm, that's beautiful. Now, Michael, while we were conversing and I was trying to, get your answers from, the scenarios that I have prepared, I had some follow-up questions. So, the first one is, what do you think is the biggest mistake couples do in a relationship?
Well, the big mistake is, um, I guess, ignoring them and take them for granted, and to think that they always will be there. and not showing enough love.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, people sometimes, especially when the relationship has been going on for so long, they get busy and it's hard for them to like show love or express love, or sometimes familiarity kind of breeds contempt, and sometimes they start to take each other for granted. So, what would your advice be for the busy couples?
My advice: say, leave your problems in the office. You can always deal with them when you get to the office on Monday. But from time you get on off of work to the time you get back on is you and your spouse's time to connect and to leave the office problems at home, that where they belong, at the office.
Hmm. Absolutely. I agree with that 1,000%. And now I just thought of a follow-up question. What about for couples that have children and are just so preoccupied with being a parent, and they kind of forget how to be each other's partners as spouses and lovers? What would your advice be for those kind of
Well,
couples?
first of all, it's hard being a parent to begin with, but my advice would be not letting the love and the feeling you have for each other not to to let it fade, and to let the children know just how much that spouses mean to you.
Now, Michael, thinking of Susan, what was the biggest lesson she taught you?
The big lesson she taught me was um, she said once, build bridges, not fences, because bridges connect and fences divide.
Let me just take note of that. Build bridges, not fences.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Susan. Okay, now, um, what is your favorite poem you wrote for her?
I think poem 14 that I put in my book, page 14.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, it talks about the finding of my soulmate, true love, how it revolved around her.
Mhm. What is your favorite line from the poem?
Um, can't remember. It said, once in a lifetime, you find true love. That's the title. That's
Once
the
in a
only,
lifetime.
yeah.
Once in a lifetime. And now heart now Michael, this has been a once in a lifetime opportunity to also talk to you and to also like feel um passionate about life again. It's not just, love is not just romantic. It can be about towards self, towards other people. And thank you for sharing that pureness with us today. Now, before I let you go, you have any last words for our viewers?
Yes, don't be afraid to act like a kid around Christmas time, because there's always a kid inside of us that will always be there. And never be ashamed for what you are.
Thank you so much, Michael. I really needed to hear that. Sometimes we also lose sight of our childlike wonder. Sometimes we mistake that for immaturity, but it's a wonderful thing to just be a kid, especially during the holidays, especially when you have the privilege of spending it with your loved ones and just being a kid again. So thank you, Michael. And I hope you have a great holiday season, a good break, and I wish you all the best with your movie. And I can't wait to watch it. Maybe we'll do another interview when it comes out.
Yeah,
But yeah, thank you so much, Michael, for again sharing your heart and knowledge and wisdom with us. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Michael Harvey. And please check out his book, My True Romance, on Amazon. And you don't have to be in a relationship. You can read it. You don't have to be bitter. um, and if you love having conversations like this, we have tons in line for you, but also on the channel for you. So make sure to check them out. We have conversations with a lot of interesting authors like Michael on our channel. So be sure to engage on our videos, subscribe, like, comment, you know the drill. And this has been Monica for Author Spotlight, brought to you by Apex Media Global. Until next time, build bridges,
thank you.
not
Thank
fences.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much,
Monica.
Michael. Thank you. It
You're
has been
welcome.
such a delight.